Berlinda?
Yes.
Rob, great to finally be able to put a face with the name.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Are you ready to go for today? Your
I'm ready.
first day?
Yes.
Fantastic. Well, listen, I've got a whole bunch of great things planned, and I just want to give you an idea of what we're going to do in our session. But the very first thing, I'd like to sit down for just a couple minutes so we can go through again what your real reasons of wanting to work out is. You told me over the phone, but I want to dig a little bit deeper.
Okay.
And then we're going to do some starting measurements, which stay confidential. It's really for me to be able to tweak your program.
Okay.
Then we'll go out onto the workout floor. I want to give you a little bit of exercise and movement today, get you feeling good, nothing to make you sore, I promise. And then we'll carve out about the last 15, 20 minutes so we can review our online results program, so that way you have everything you need to be successful.
Okay,
Sound good? You ready? All right,
ready.
follow me. Let's go this way,
All right,
okay?
let's
Come on.
go.
Berlinda, you did awesome. High
Thank
five
you.
for fitness, okay? Now listen, have a seat for me right over here. I'm gonna
Okay.
sit down next to you. You grab your cell phone.
I
This is gonna
did.
be a big part again of your success.
Okay.
Because here again at Genesis, we wanna make sure that you have 24/7 coverage to get to your goals. It's great that you're gonna be coming in and seeing me twice. I think we actually talked about 3 times a week, but that still leaves a whole lot of other time that sometimes we can almost sabotage our goals. And we actually have a solution for you, okay? What I'm gonna do here is I'm actually gonna grab my phone because we have this great program that you can operate right from your phone, which I'm gonna set you up right now. We're gonna take you through your program so you have everything that you need, okay?
Cool.
So what I'm gonna do here is this. I brought it up already, and this is actually our online platform, and I'm gonna go ahead and add you as a client. So I'm gonna put this right here, and let me add you in. And do me a favor, would you just type in for me what your email address is, please?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. So your username is going to be your email address.
Okay.
And I've got your first and your last name. And right now I'm going to put your password in as just Genesis123. But when you get home, you can change it to anything you want. Okay. And I'm going to save that. And now I'm going to go ahead and open up your program. What's kind of neat is, since I'm your coach, I'm going to actually be able to oversee your program. So it's kind of like Big Brother, but in a good way. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and create your program right now. So your profile, when you go online, and we're going to look at this on your phone once we're done.
Okay.
But when you go online, you're going to see something that looks just like this, but we're going to have you logged in as you. Okay. So right now we're going to come over here. We're going to choose our goal. So you told me a little bit earlier that you actually wanted to lose a little bit of weight, drop a little bit of body fat, is what you told me. Okay. So we're going to put in your goal as lose weight. Okay. Is that all right?
Yeah, sounds
now,
good.
all we have to do now is fill out on this screen just a few bits of information. It's a little bit more on the personal side about when you wake up, what time you go to bed at night, those kind of things. I'll actually put in as well what your measurements were, as we took those a little bit earlier today. So let me add in right now what your weight was and what your body fat was. And then will you go ahead and just fill out for me again your wake time, when you go to bed, a few of those questions down there that are a little bit more specific for you.
Okay.
You'll see it just takes us a couple minutes to finish this up.
Perfect.
Great. Awesome. Let's go to the next screen. So now we actually have our medical history questionnaire. And what this does is it's like an online screening for us because, again, your safety is our #1 concern. I always like to say your results are, but we got to make sure everything's safe to make sure we get to the results. So do me a favor. I'm going to actually give you the phone. And if you would, anything that might pertain to any of the questions, just click yes. If it doesn't, no worries. We'll get to the bottom of the screen. Okay?
Okay.
And remember, that stays confidential right here with us, okay? We're gonna hit next. And now we have what they call a PAR-Q, your physical activity readiness questionnaire. The same thing. Just go ahead and look at those questions for me. Anything, again, that may pertain to you, go ahead and check yes.
Okay.
Very good, awesome. Now we're just gonna go ahead and fill out our last screen before we set your goal. So Berlinda, give me an idea. Your exercise status, do you feel you're more of a beginner, intermediate, advanced? What's your opinion?
I would say beginner. I just kind of got started working out.
No problem, so I'm gonna put beginner down. And then right here, you told me again that you're really interested a little bit more in like our high intensity group training.
Yes.
So, but no sport in particular, are you?
No, not necessarily.
No worries, no worries. We could just specify that if you wanted, but I've got something great for you anyway.
Okay, cool.
And then how long have you been doing resistance training?
Just a few months, maybe 2 months.
Okay, let me go ahead and put that down. All right, now my next question is really important. I have a series of different ways to answer what you feel your activity level is in a day.
Okay.
So take a look at these options. What I want you to do though for me is be really honest.
Okay.
Sometimes people feel that they need to be, I'll say, better than what they are in front of trainers. There's nothing like that here with me whatsoever.
Okay.
But just be real honest, because this is going to help me to figure out how many calories you're probably burning on a day-by-day basis, which then we can tweak our program to make sure we're going to get you there. Okay?
Well, I spend most of my day sitting, so I'm just going to go ahead and click that one.
Okay, and you know what? Most people do, okay? And then the last question here at the bottom is just how you would describe your normal diet.
Okay.
Okay, if you just go ahead, there's 3 different options there.
I guess I really don't have a diet.
Regular is fine. Great. Awesome. Now our last page here is just going to look at the amount of weight that you want to lose in the time frame. Okay. So again, you were saying you really wanted to lose 5 pounds.
Yes.
Which 5 pounds on you, is a substantial amount. So it's not something that's just going to happen tomorrow, but we'll figure it out, right? So we're going to put the 5 pounds.
Okay.
And we're going to put this timeline. And usually we look at about a 1 to 2 pound loss per week because again, we want to stay nice and safe.
Okay.
Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Awesome. So I'm going to put that in for you if that's all right.
Okay.
And now all I have to do is hit go to summary. And here is your program.
Oh, awesome. That was quick.
Yeah, see how easy that is? So let me just explain a little bit about this. And
Okay.
I don't want you to feel that you have to own this and have it perfect today.
Okay.
We're gonna work on this together every session. When you come in and you warm up, we do a little bit of foam rolling, a little bit of stretching. This is what I'm gonna review with you as well, how you're doing with your program when you're not with me. Again, because we wanna make sure you're right on the right track to get results.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, so right here in the blue is telling us based on you being a lady, based on your starting weight and your activity level, how many calories you're burning in a day.
Okay.
So in the green is gonna tell us how many calories you need to take in to make sure we can lose the 5 pounds in the time allotment that we set. Make sense?
Yeah, it does.
And then what's cool about it is whenever you're gonna log food for me,
Okay.
it's gonna go ahead and show you how much you logged, what % you logged, and what you have left and remaining.
Oh, cool.
Over here is going to show us exactly what you can do as far as your calorie expenditure. And I see here that you actually have a really cool Fitbit. So look at this. I'm going to come over here and we're going to sync up your program to your Fitbit
Oh, that's
right
awesome.
now. The only thing, do you remember your username and password for Fitbit?
Yeah, I just got it
Awesome,
for,
awesome. Very good. So listen,
Perfect.
right here is with that. If you go ahead and just fill out your information, again,
Okay.
this is your program, but it's really just giving permission so that way Fitbit can then come right off of our online program.
Okay.
So all your steps, your calories burned are all going to be transferred right over to the program.
There you go.
Fantastic. Okay, so we've got that all set.
Yes.
And by the way, since I'm showing you the little menu as well, what I do want you to know is right down here on the menu side, there's a little option here that says video tutorials.
Okay.
So obviously you can always call me, email me, text me if you have questions. But if you're at home and you're, how do I do this again? That little link right there that says video tutorials will take you right to these really short videos on how to be able to do anything that we're going to be talking about.
Okay.
Good? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the only thing I want you to know for today, your bit of homework, is going to be how to be able to log food. Have you ever logged any food before?
No.
Okay. It's really not bad. And I always like to say, I know like I'm a trainer and I think trainers are always perceived to be fantastic with all fitness related things. But Berlinda, I love to eat food. Okay, so logging food for me is the same as it is for anybody, just like a client. And I actually log every day as well.
Oh,
and you know
cool.
what? Once in a while, I might have to travel and I may miss logging.
Okay.
Again, we're not looking for perfection, but just the more accountable you are to what you're putting down, research shows it's going to help you with your results. Okay? So the first thing I want you to see is there's this little button right here called Quick Log. And when you click on that, that's going to go ahead and open up this full database that we use from Calorie King to be able to find a food.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay? All you have to do is type it in. There's even a little filter here that says basic foods, brand names, and restaurants that you can check or uncheck.
Okay.
So then when you're going through that, when you click on one of the items, you can then change the quantity, the serving amount, and then it's cool, you can timestamp it as well as put what meal it was. So that way it's tracked right on that summary page. And then when I'm looking at all my clients' programs every night, I can see exactly what you're putting in, okay? And remember for me, no food shaming whatsoever. Even if you're still having the small fry that you told me you love to have French fries.
Yeah.
So we'll work together on it, okay? And we'll figure it out together, okay? But that's the first thing is the quick log. Now the second thing is favorites. So I just want to show you this fast, but then I'm going to give you a little bit of homework. When you click on favorites, you have the ability to make any food in the database a favorite food. We even have the ability to add a custom food that might not be in the database. All you have to do is know some of the nutritional facts. And then we can even save favorite meals. I'm going to show you how to do all that in our next session, but here's what I need you to do for me before Thursday. All right? On a piece of paper, I want you to write for me, when you bring it back in for me, your 5 favorite breakfast foods, 5 favorite lunch foods, any snacks that you might like throughout the day, and 5 favorite dinners. Okay, and be truthful, be honest, but be realistic about what you think you would like to eat. Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
And then when you come back, I'm going to show you how to enter that stuff in here, so it's super simple to go right to your favorites. Good? Now, the very last one that I want to show you as far as logging food is this. We actually have a menus button, and we have 8 pre-made menus with all these different topics, right? Heart healthy, lactose-free, vegetarian, heck, even a night out, right? And I know, again, you with your 6-year-old and you and your husband might not be able to get out that often, but you know what? It happens, date night. I want you to enjoy a glass of wine if you want to have a glass of wine, but this is going to show you how to stay with your program and still be able to enjoy what you like to do. Now, here's the really cool thing though, okay? When you click on any of the menus, I'll click on standard as an example. There's a button called Customize. See that right there?
Yes.
If I click Customize, I can open up the menu and I can actually delete or add anything I want. So I want to show you because back on my program, let me get into my program for 1 second. Hold on. Here's my program. Do you see that right there at the bottom?
Yes.
Rob's weekday menu. I've made my own menu that's something super simple for me. So when I created it, right within the calorie amount that I needed, all I have to do is hit that red log this meal. And one button, and everything that I normally eat is logged. Super simple. Does that make it easy?
That definitely does.
Cool. We're going to work on that again after your favorites. So right now I just want you to start familiarizing yourself, bring back in for me a list, and then we're going to start adding that into your program. So by next week, you're going to be fully ready and ready to go with your program. Sound good?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, awesome. Now here's the thing. You want to lose a little bit of weight, so we have you taking in a little bit less as far as calories.
Yes.
You're exercising now with us, and you're going to be a rock star at that. So what happens though is we kind of create this gap that your body says, wait a minute, you're only giving me this amount of calories through food, but you're expecting me to do this amount of activity, and what's in between, and like, how am I gonna fill that gap? Well, a lot of times you've seen people before that they go on these big weight loss diets, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen before though that when they go on the diet, they start to lose weight, but they kind of become this more jiggly version of themselves before? And a lot of times I see too that they bounce back even worse than before. Here's how we make sure that that never happens. What we have to do is fill in that gap between you eating here and you burning here with nutrients, but not with the calories. So the nutrients send all the good signals and all the good information. They kind of plug in the holes to make sure that you hold on to your lean body mass, but you can lose the body fat. Sound good? Because we don't want you being jiggly, like you said. How hard this is, that's how you want those shoulders and those arms and everything else. So we'll lose the body fat, but keep the lean body mass. Good? So what we have for you is our program knows if what you're taking in and what you're burning, then we have your own personal supplementation program as well with this dietary support button. Now take a look. We have a bunch of different options for you based upon what your goal is, optimal health, everything else, but I want to make things super simple because you're just getting started. We actually have this bundle right here for weight loss that works super easy for all of our clients. So you don't have to think about it, and we can start with the bundle because it kind of takes care of everything. And then later, if we hit a plateau or something else, we can start to look at a few other things to see if we can keep getting you there. Sound good?
Yeah.
But the bundle for weight loss, you're gonna love it. The first one is our active multivitamin. Active, the name is there on purpose because it's for the active individual. So it's a full spectrum vitamin and mineral, but it's also a nice antioxidant for exercisers, as well as it's a great vitamin D supplement. And you know what? There's so much research nowadays with people with the fear of skin cancer being outside that we don't get enough vitamin D, especially for our bones. So this is really fortified with that. And I'll tell you what, when people don't take it, it's almost like they're operating at like 60%. I want you operating at 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, I want you to maximize every second of every minute that you spend with us in the club. So that way, when you're back home and playing with your son, you have the energy and you're not like, I'm too tired because I had to go to work. I did this workout. Now you have time for your son and your husband.
Cool.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Awesome. Now the next one is actually going to be what's called the weight loss and liver support. This is really good. It's all natural. There's a bunch of ingredients that are really, really beneficial for the liver, and your liver is your major fat emulsifying organ. So what's been found though is as people tend to put on more weight, it happens internally too, and it starts to slow down the function of the liver. And Belinda, I used to always compare the actual liver to like a drain in the sink, that if all of a sudden the drain itself starts to get clogged, then nothing's gonna get through it. It's kind of like what happens with the liver. So we have a bunch of great nutrients, choline, N-acetylcysteine, milk thistle, that's gonna be able to kind of kickstart the liver. And then my favorite part about it, we actually have this African mango that's phenomenal for appetite support. So that way, as you know, if you don't get hungry, you don't get those crazy urges and cravings that all of a sudden make you want to go into a drive-through. It's going to keep you right on your program. Okay? Cool. And then the last one is this meal replacement called Lean MR. And Berlin, this is just food in a canister. There's no stimulants, there's no extra anything crazy, but why it works so well is it's a 1-to-1 ratio of carbs to protein, and it's under 200 calories per serving. Now, what makes it great for people looking to lose is it's also nice and high in fiber, so it's meant to hold you over from meal to meal. But again, it's just food, but why it works so well again is because it's an exact amount of calories. So you're not held to going out to eat at lunch with your coworkers and whatever they just serve you, you have to get, and then everything else. It's here you can control it. Sound good?
Yeah, it does.
Awesome, awesome. So listen, what I'm gonna do is let me put this down for a second. You have your phone, right?
Yes,
Grab
I do.
your phone for a second, if you would. Would you go onto your browser, and all you're gonna do is click on www.dotFIT.com. If you go there, then remember your username was your email address. And your password was Genesis123. Nobody will ever figure that out. And I just want to make sure you know how to get to your program. Fantastic. And then the last thing I have for you is this is my one-page handout. And what we could do is fill this out, then we can go ahead and go to the front desk, take care of your supplements, as well as make sure you're scheduled on Thursday. Sound good? Okay, so right now, again, we put that weight loss was your goal. Your daily caloric intake was going to be this, right? Because that's what your program said. Your recommended grams of protein per day, all we did was we just took your body fat and we subtract the fat mass compared to your lean mass, and I take the lean mass and multiply times 1, and they say, you know what, you should have about 1 gram of protein per pound of lean body mass. Protein, and believe it or not too, they actually say is the biggest anti-aging medicine out there. As we age, we tend to become more protein resistant. So that way we hold on to what we've got. So I want your grams to be this much, And then exercise-wise, I wanted your burn to be here. And then here's a recommendation for your steps per day, especially with your Fitbit. Now you told me you were averaging about 3,000 steps a day. No worries. Let's make a goal of 4,000. Is that cool? An extra 1,000. If you do that throughout the day, it comes out to be nothing. So we're gonna put 4,000 down right now. And then right here is gonna be the weight loss bundle. That's what we're gonna get started with. And then we're training together on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Well, this again is going to be yours to take home. I have a lot of clients that like to put this on the refrigerator because it's a nice little map of everything that they did, or maybe at work, you know, if you have a pegboard, and that way it kind of keeps your eyes on the prize, if you will.
Okay.
Okay, so let me give you that, and then let's go ahead and we'll head up to the front desk, take care of your products, get you all set, and again, make sure you're on the books for Thursday.
Yes.
Sound good?
Yeah, sounds
Great
good.
job today. Very
Thank
good.
you so much.
You got it.